Oi, oi, oi. Hi guys, welcome back to Fit with T. This is another trackside chat with T, with me. Sorry, the ground is wet because it was raining earlier today. So I'm sitting in my bag, but I just need to get something out of it. Vaseline. So I've just finished 5 times 90 meters at 90% pace. I was in that time for all of the runs. To be fair, most of them are quicker. But what I wanted to say was today I used my photo finish app and I was just so happy with it. I just wanted to share with you guys. So I wanted to share some of the key things that I've learned over the last however many months I've had the app for. I wanted to share that with you guys so you can get the most out of using the app. And I really encourage you to get it. If you haven't got it, you can use my link because that's going to give you guys 20% off for 5 months, okay? The app is already so ridiculously affordable that 20% off is like, why not? Why not? Honestly, why not? The link is in the description box, so check that out. One of my favorite things to use on the app is definitely the touch feature. Now, the app, you can get it for free and you can use the basic mode. If you're just someone who does like football and everything you do requires laps, so you start and finish in the same place, and you do not need the pro version. However, if you're a sprinter, you will need the pro version, which has advanced features, and I really encourage you to get it. So fly and start, and the touch is my personal favorite. Yes, you will need 2 phones. Now, if you're like me, you train by yourself, then it means you need to get another phone. I only had 1 phone at the start, which is why I couldn't use it initially to do what I wanted to do. But I asked around, I asked anyone if they had a spare phone, and then actually my dad gave me a phone. So that's how I got a second phone. So I don't use a second phone for anything else other than the app, right? And on the other phone, you just need to download the app and it's free to download. You only need the pro version on 1 phone, right? So I use it on my main phone, which is the phone that I'm recording on for you guys right now, which means that I can't record my runs when I'm running. However, I'm going to show you kind of how I set up today. So in the past, I've shared about the tripods I generally use in training, like the foldable one, and I really like it. Every single time I record, there's always an ambulance, police car, something. I have 2, or I've had multiple of these little foldable tripods, and that's what I use generally when I'm recording and training and for my vlogs. Now, this one is great. If you train inside, that's all you need because the wind is not gonna annoy you. And that's been one of my biggest issues because it has been so windy over the last few months during this winter that when I'm trying to use my tripods, these tripods to do my runs outside, it's really annoying. It just blows it over. And that's why I've gone through about 3 tripods in this winter, right? But I also do have a big tripod, and only recently, because I've now got a locker, I can keep all of my equipment here. So that's why today I was using my big tripod, and it made so much difference. Even though it's windy, as you can see, it's windy, yeah? But because I'm using the big tripod, it was fine. And also there was no one else on the track today. So first thing I'm gonna say is, if you train inside, you can have the little foldable tripod and it will do for everything. So whether you're recording, whether you want to do photo finish app for the day, for now, if you're gonna use a touch feature, you only need 1 big tripod. If you wanna do flying, you're gonna need 2, right? If it's not windy, you can use the smaller ones, like I said. Obviously the big ones are going to be slightly more expensive, and I'll link for you guys the tripods that I use, okay? I'll link them all below. And I literally set it up at the start of the session. If you have a coach, or if you're a coach, then obviously you can set it up with athletes are training, that's fine. When you train by yourself, especially when it's cold, like I like to set things up first so that I can go and warm up and it's already set. And I was really happy to know that it literally lasted because in the past I was having issues with connection. But like I said, today, literally for a whole hour, it was absolutely fine. So I had to use the data from my main phone, or at least one of the phones you're using is to have internet. Hey guys, so this is future editing Tarima, post-session Tarima. Just ignore my hair. I was previously saying that you only need 1 phone to have internet, but I would say if you train outside, which is what I do, and you don't have access to Wi-Fi, then I recommend that both the phones that you're using have internet, because when I was doing 90 meters and the phones were that far apart, it was okay for me to hotspot my phone, so to use the internet from my main phone on the other phone. But as the distance increases, so for example today I was doing 110 meters, and trying to keep my phone connected was really a struggle, and the Wi-Fi that's available inside the center doesn't stretch to the outside track. So if you want to run over further distances, I would say over 90 meters or maybe even 100, and you don't have internet on both phones but you want to hotspot your phones, 90 meters was fine for me. 110 meters is where I started having issues. Hotspot doesn't tend to stretch that far, so I would say you need internet on both phones at that point. So if you train with a training partner and you both have a phone with internet, then you're fine. But if you train by yourself like me, if you're outside and you don't have access to the Wi-Fi, if you're inside you should be fine because you have Wi-Fi, right? But if you're outside and only one of your phones has internet and you're trying to hotspot, it might be a bit of a problem. So you need to have internet on both phones if the distance is greater. If you're doing shorter distances, absolutely fine, there's never any problems. But the longer distances is where you'll need to have internet on both phones. And obviously everyone has different scenarios, so I'm trying to like cover the issues I've had so that you don't have to have the same problem, and so you can actually get the benefit out of it. So sirens again. And then literally I had it down at the finish line and I'm doing 90, so that's 90 meters apart, and it's literally stayed connected connected through the whole session. Even while I was drilling, all of that, it stayed connected, which is so great. So setting up the big tripod at the end, I had it about hip height, which is what they recommend, and about 2 meters away. So basically I was running in lane 2 today, and I put the tripod on the inside of the track, so literally like the inside of lane 1. So basically wherever you're running, put the tripod 2 lanes out. Basically 2 lanes should do you well. You just want to have your whole body showing, and that's one of the issues I was having before as well. Because I was using a smaller tripod, the tripod can go up to my hip height, but it's the wind, so I had to keep putting it low so that it wouldn't blow over. But then the big tripod being at hip height was absolutely fine, and it lasted me again for the whole session. And today is a very windy day, so that's a very good test. Now sometimes there's other kids on the track because the schools come over to the track that I use, and that's annoying. So at that point what you want to do is, because photo finish uses photo detection, so it's not a chip like free lap, so it's good because it takes your chest and it's a bit more accurate. But if there's other people on the track, it can actually take their movement, or if let's say it's windy but there's things flying, it can take movement of that. So what you want to do is just make sure that any rubbish, you've kind of cleared it if there is, and if there's people, maybe go for the outside lane, so you're facing the camera towards the outside 2 lanes so that no one else is going to run past it. Even though, you know, these footballers can't control the ball and they love to kick it over and come where you are regardless of where you go, right? Anyway, that's another tip that I have for you guys. But yeah, tripod, I suggest getting a big proper one, and you can use it for multiple things. Obviously if you vlog like me, then obviously you need another one as well, but actually the big one, if you want to use a photo finish app, is good. You need 2 phones. I recommend that. You don't have to get an expensive phone. I've got some cheap Motorola phone and it works just fine. But that's the couple of main tips that I have learned using the app. But I was really happy with it today, really happy that I was able to not have to bring extra equipment, just use the phones that I have. Touch is still my favorite. That's the one that I use the most, I'm not gonna lie. Flying as well. Yeah, so again, I was able to complete my session, to aim for times in the runs, right? So sometimes you're aiming for time, sometimes you're aiming for technical things. Today was a short speed endurance session for me, and obviously I need to be hitting time. I'm working on percentages based on the time I want to run outdoors, so I'm gonna slowly build up the speed as well as the distance and stuff like that. So I'm working a bit differently, a bit more systematically in how I want to do things. But if you don't have a timing system, you can't really do that sort of thing. Again, if you haven't got a timing system, this is a really affordable way to get yourself into being able to get data that's going to help you to move forward. So again, links are below. Again, there's a discount if you use my link. You have to use the link because there's not a code, so you have to use the link specifically. So timing your runs is a really key way to help you keep progressing, because you're going to get data and it's going to help you to make informed decisions. And I talk about that some more in this video. I encourage you to check that out, because I talk about other ways that data can be really useful and how it actually helped me to run 2 temps faster in 2 weeks. Check that video out, and I'll see you guys on another Friday. Bye guys.